Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Tonight we do a real chill stream where we're gonna play Terraformers. Terraformers is a cool indie game. I really appreciate this one. I played a couple of times on it. Let me just validate the tags on YouTube just to be all square. YouTube, you're so annoying. Can you stop being so annoying, YouTube? Alright. I could put it in a playlist as well. I don't think I'm going to. Terraformers. Game released in 2022. Very, very good. I have played it a little bit, as you can see. And yeah, always having a good amount of pleasure for this game. So, okay, I think we are good. Alrighty. Kick should be up and running as well. Yep, okay. So, all the streams are running. Good stuff. So yeah, Terraformers, it's a scenario-based logistic strategy game where you have to manage a new population on Mars by meeting their expectations while fulfilling some objectives. So we can go to some of which I have not had the best results. How about the green path? So the green path, for example, we go to Mars as garden of life to give it a new heaven from Earth. We want to spread life. This is actually quite difficult and gain prestige out of it. I did not manage to do it as the best time. If I go here, my expectations are elevated, so our population do not grow very too quick. But we need to figure out a way to place a lot of life. Now, to place the life, we're gonna need science, we're gonna need a lot of nitrates. So there are lots of things that are playing in it. We're gonna have to be smart about it. Also, we definitely need to have our various factors in check. Balanced robotic utopian, I think. What does utopian give? Immediate support using some nitrates and silicates. So we start accumulating support. 40 power is a little weak, so we will need to make power quick. Yeah, we can try that. Let's try the utopian style. And we're gonna start by choosing a first governor. So, Thomas Foster, exploration expertise. He does mine resources, gives 5 of one resource. He also allows the construction of supply station that goes quicker and faster. Increase your silicate production by 1 for every new 3 silicate. It's quite interesting. And him, mineralogist, oh, okay, he can boost up a mine by 1 level. He can also convert 2 silicates, 2 titanium and 2 tritium into 12 science. And he also offers to boost up your titanium production. I think we're gonna go with Thomas Foster first. Having mines quick is really good, but unfortunately, I think it's too quick. So first we go into the city, we place our headquarters. We're gonna try to figure out a good node for it. So here we have a node of 4 with only 1 central. So if we place our support in the middle here, it will touch more than 1 habitation. We don't really have better than a triple, like a triangle like that. So let's put this one in the corner, our support, and immediately a Marsha, which is by default +4 comfort of living because they are protected from irradiation stuff, so it's gonna get +8. So we are immediately generating 17 support per turn. That's actually really cool. And as our colony grows, the background of our colony also develops. Oops. I clicked that, I didn't want to do that at all. I didn't want to do that at all. That was a misclick. Okay. We are gonna visit a first mine. Potential mine. Yeah. We have a potential mine. We can actually immediately do the mine, which is really good. Turn 2 mine. It should have been turn 1, but it's turn 2. We also have a electricity coming, but we're gonna need some tritium for that. And we don't have tritium yet. So as we progress forward, we will have events. Events can give us cards like these, or specific bonuses, specific disasters, or these sort of things. So here, Xmax Foundation proposing a large cash prize to push research in a specific field. So we can go to get more science, we can go to have a quick new habitation, but we don't have the food for it, or we could go to have a turbo farm where we start producing food for our new habitations. So habitations take food, farms will take nitrate or other source, laboratories will take nitrate and silicate and produce science. Now we are actually producing silicate, which means we just need a nitrate. We could place the laboratory. That's a very quick laboratory. I'm gonna take it. I also would like to take another generator, but we are so far from actually having the tritium that it's not worth it. So in the wait, I'm gonna take a habitation module. We can mine with him, which means if I manage to find some tritium, I could mine 5 of the tritium using his special ability. Now here I don't see any tritium. However, what I see is that at 2 of distance we could get some nitrate. There is actually a source of nitrate. Let's place a module here. Now we are starting to generate a little bit of science as well. Here you have the tab that gives all of our production. And one of the things we end up producing right now is electricity. And as you saw, we are using electricity every time we move. Also, you're gonna need electricity for things such as creating robots or stuff like that, which can replace population. So we're gonna have to be careful about that. I think I'm gonna take another laboratory because we can have quick science in here. This one is very interesting, the station. It would actually allow for an expansion of the first city that would be pretty good, especially because we could get the nitrate. But I'm gonna go for the science first. I could mine the nitrate for 5, but let's be honest, I need to discover more. So let's go here. Okay, lava tube, so it's a potential position for a new colony. This one actually has a double great natural site. However, when placing the first module, I have to settle the location and I will have to settle on a natural site. Now that is really stupid. So this is unusable. This is actually really bad. You don't want to use that. Let's place our second laboratory. That's excellent. Now we have +2 science per turn. And we can set up a trade route using 1 science to give us... How about we start making a little bit of tritium? Okay, next... I think getting some nitrates would allow a start of production of food. I could do that in 2 turns. 2 power for 5 nitrates. Okay, now we have the exploration satellites. And we're gonna use it to... We're gonna need... Let's go as far as we can. So 3 nitrate is 3 titanium. Now we actually have the nitrate, that's really good. I'm gonna place it here, so maybe we can make another node on the food production. We are starting to produce food every turn as well. That's actually good. We found an empty square, okay. I could use a lot of energy to go and get that large source of titanium, but I want now to start sparing my energy. So let's go here. A little bit of each. And a source of food. Nice. Okay, that's a booster, but that booster is going to increase my population discontent. So we have to be careful with that. We can take a card. We can actually get some robots. I think it's a good idea. We need to expand. And the robots will help us in that direction. Now we got 2 more population thanks to the robots. I'm going to immediately take this one. And the next one I think probably we go here to take the water. In this case we go for the greenhouse farm. Explore this. 6 water. That's actually good. Use the robot to get there and mine the water. So now we are producing water as well. So we are starting to produce a little bit of everything. That's actually really good. In 2 turns we will have the necessary water to place the mine. Now ideally I would like to find a source of tritium. Okay, so the support just validated. Now they reduced our support income. This one costs 10 food. Adjacent population provide +3 support per turn. Cost -5 if at least 5 food is produced inside the city. That's quite a lot. We don't have that. I could get that for 3 expansion, but I think I'm gonna go with the laboratory because we can actually place it immediately. I should probably visit more stuff. I can actually place a supply station there. Now that supply station, it's a skill that only he has, and because it's that far, I will be able to actually navigate for much cheaper thanks to him. I should maybe try to place another one. Okay. First technological advancement. New research projects have been proposed by our R&D department. Our researchers suggest several different technologies they would like to work on. Which one should we pursue? Improved space flight conditions. This project can be played only once. 10 science to have it. We will have 10 science next turn. You gain 1 certain per turn for every new trade routes you create. Trade routes for mine don't count. So space trade routes. +1 support every trade route you create. Urban planning. When you found a new city, it starts with an expansion. That could be useful. Self-learning AI. Increase your science production by 1 for every 5 science that you start producing. Now, we are not going for full-on AI stuff. I think the support is quite interesting for us, especially because we're gonna have it next turn. Let's take another source of food. Let's expand a little bit. Let's use the rocky plains. That's perfect. I can now place another supply station all the way there. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna use that. It's his last turn, and now we're gonna have a new election next turn. So we just use his special ability to place those, so the next governor will benefit from it. We can actually have, apparently, sources of titanium. That's really good. We have our science, so let's validate. Two comfort of living in a city, 10 food and 3 titanium. That's a base to comfort from scratch. That's actually really good. That city cannot expand a lot more, so I would just put one more habitation and focus on building another city instead. Let's take it. Now we are making 13 support, that's good. I could decide to use him one more time to mine something, but we can first look at those guys. So, Jung Ha-kun, expert in research. Produce 5 science or Research all projects suggested this turn. That could be a good way to get a lot of cards. One extra technology is added to each option every time they are proposed. That is also quite interesting. Tariq Fayed is expert in security. Select a city, it produces all of its resources a second time this turn and generate -5 support per population. A leader can only call for overwork once in each city. And he set up the police station that gives +3 support per turn. So it's a flat +3. It takes 1 slot, but you can use that as a temporary source. He also increased your water production by 1 for every new 3 water, so it's good for creating food. And this one is scientific advancement. Getting science now is actually interesting for a reason that I know because I played the game. Actually, the marshal is also good to have. The landing pad will be good as well. I think we're gonna go landing pad. We actually have a use for it. This guy is gonna help us get 20 or 25 science, which is the necessary to start putting life on the planet. Let's go here. We get 5 titanium, 3 silicate, and 2 science. Also some food. Nice. And there is a source of titanium, so there are 2 mines here already. Maybe this is a potential city, and if that's the case, we can use it to set up the mines. I can see how there are mines here as well. We're gonna have a lot of titanium. That's actually really good. Let's put this. Now we have another trade route. I have a lot of silicate. A lot of it. So I can use that. Let's boost this one up for 1 turn. Oh, and we're gonna use that immediately. Excellent. This will be good, but getting the electricity is even better. Now you get extra electricity if you place it on the mountain. The problem is that we are using the mountains right now, but that's not a big deal. With you, we're gonna check this place, and this is empty. Let's place the factory. So the factory has a negative support if you place it adjacent to population. That's why I'm placing it away from the population. We cannot place our population just yet. Sandstone. Ah, so this is not a city. Okay, I think that whatever city we place here, we're gonna have to boost up that city to access those resources. Or we need to boost the Cerberus colony. Third food. So next turn we definitely have our next population, and we're gonna place it here. Okay, we could get a soil factory. Needs 22 nitrate, and that's gonna boost our food. But we actually do not have so much nitrate. A thermal generator for more electricity, or a habitation module. We're gonna need the food, so let's take the thermal generator. Oh, another landing pad. That is interesting. Applied science is also interesting, but I think the landing pad. Also, oxygen factory will start the terraforming for us. We do need 17 water though. It is interesting. I'm gonna take it. So, for now, we take this guy. We got the population, we can extend, and we are placing our electricity. It's producing only 1, but that's still good for us right now. I will not be able to place my other electricity in this city. I want to place a booster for the food, a booster for the science, and here I think I'm gonna place the oxygen factory. So this city is basically done. Also, I have 5 population, so I can build the city entirely. Okay. So now we need to expand. With him, let's check this out. 3 tritium, 3 silicate, 22 support. We found some food. That's good. That's boosting up our discontent, but we found a crater, which is a potential city builder. However, the crater is difficult. So it would be good if we could find some igloo or stuff like that, because it all has like very negative temperature and stuff. Yeah, it's not a very nice place to be. I'm gonna continue giving... Oh, should I give myself tritium? No. I'm gonna give myself faster water. Okay. Bioengineering progress. This is a standard. In every game you're gonna have that event. Scientists are making progress on adapting life to Martian conditions through bioengineering. They have been experimenting with different genetic variations and now present you with two most promising candidates. Which of these life forms should we create? So we can go with the Deinococcus. It's a bacteria that will create atmosphere, and that's why you need the science. 25 science to place the bacteria spreader. Alternatively, we could go for the Methanogenium, and this one is going to up the temperature a little bit. I think I'm gonna take this one because we actually have this that will help with atmosphere and oxygen, but nothing is gonna help with the temperature. Okay, we have something here. It's a school. Provide science. Adjacent population provide support. That's actually good. This one is a hospital that gives +7 support per turn. Adjacent population provide 1 as well. Right now we don't have anything that we can place that... I mean, I could place it instead of this in my current city. Once again, I need the water right now, so I cannot place this one immediately. Maybe placing this one, or... No, that's extra expansion point. It does not allow me to go farther. I think I'm gonna take the school, and hear me out. I'm gonna place it here, because it actually affects that population, so we do gain +2 support. But we also gain +1 science, and I'm gonna place it now because we're gonna benefit from it right now. Also, we do not have... I could try to access this and to not make that a city. Otherwise, this tile here is also usable. I could... If I take that tile, I can transfer this one here. So we would make 2 energy instead of 1, thanks to the mountain, and then I would place my bacteria spreader here. Research all the things. I could research all the things. I will get the hospital and the roboticity, but I actually don't want it. Let's get some science instead. Okay, so we got an igloo, which is interesting for us right now. Giant heater, +1 heat per turn, increase the climate zone's temperature by 1. It needs a huge amount of power. And this one is a development center. You can research an extra project every turn. You can have 2 extra projects in reserve. It's very important to have that, but right now, the igloo... The igloo is actually, I mean, protected from radiation, as long as the temperature in the city is negative. But we have radiation protection due to being in a crater. And here we have even better radiation protection. So it's only... The igloo, funny enough, is only good for the planes. Oh, we have a nice source of tritium here. I really want to do that city. There is like so much around it. Okay, source of tritium. Now we have unlocked all the nodes. I can actually build that city. I need 25 and 10 water. So we're gonna have that soon. I can actually boost it up a little bit. Did I use my silicate for something? Yes, for the school. I use my silicate for the school. So should I take the igloo? I think I should. Oh, I forgot to place my... Oh, but I cannot place it now. I really need to place my my city first. And then we have to remove those. Ah. Okay, what do we have? Another one. A rover optimization center. We don't have rovers yet, so it's not really useful. And Terraform is also not very useful. Gonna take the electricity. I really need the electricity. So let's do some science. Okay, now we have the food. That's not cool. That's a negative event. We actually got an earthquake. A Marsquake. 2 power, 2 titanium. That sucks. 2 power, 2 titanium. Ay. And that's still taking all my power. And 3 buildings damage. That's a really bad event. I need 12 food for that, 12 food for that. 2 science and 5 silicate. My god, that costs a huge amount. This is really bad. I cannot allow myself to use all of this, so I'm gonna fund a new city. And we need to remove some rocks. A lot of rocks needs to be removed. For now, I'm gonna place the power here, so they don't touch, but I'm gonna have to move it. Okay, that was a really bad event for me. I could go with the robots, actually. That's a good idea. The robots will help tremendously. I can place the robot next to the electricity, they don't care. And that will give me access to those resources. I should probably go for the titanium deposits instead of the water. The water will be good, don't get me wrong. I think the water is good, but we don't have titanium generation there. I'm gonna keep it, and we will do the titanium deposit when we can. Okay, a billionaire's idea. A tech mogul provides us with a blueprint for an innovative nuclear-powered oxygen factory. That's really cool. But what does that cost? 20 tritium to place. It gives 2 atmosphere to oxygen. However, adjacent population provide -3 support per turn. So really, it's like a bigger generator. Instead of producing electricity, it does produce atmosphere and oxygen, which is kind of cool. However, it does also increase the radiation in the city by 1. Now, we do have the igloo. So I think it's not a bad idea. I could refuse and get 50 support, but we are still positive on support. I think that's a good one. We could get a research center. It will cost us 14 science, but to get 2 extra projects offered every turn. I don't know if I don't think I want to do that yet, because I really want to place the spreader quick. Also, we could get a gas factory. Costs 8 power to place, and now we are actually running out of power. So that's our shortcoming. We need more power. We are producing 3 per turn. Not 0, but we are already out of it. Adjacent population is a negative support, and that gives 2 atmosphere per turn. Okay, so we have one already that provides a little bit of atmosphere. This one will provide more atmosphere. The reason why you want to upgrade the quality of the terraforming is that in order to get the prestige for this game, we will need to place more complex form of life. So starting with the bacteria will be good, gives a little bit of prestige, but not a lot. Having actual mammals, that will give us the prestige. This one is interesting. It's a combined living center that has population and robots. You can have cards that like the combination of humans and robots and give you boosts out of this. So this is an interesting one to get. We have the igloo, and we already got 3 robots. Technically speaking, that city would be full, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to expand that city. I think this one is interesting to get. So I'm gonna use my guy to visit this for 1 energy. Get titanium and stuff. Plus 10 power. Now that is really lucky. Okay, now that we have used this to a certain extent, I'm gonna move this guy. For 4 turns, I will lose 1 energy, but when this one arrives, it will start producing 2 energy instead of 1 per turn. So it is an investment that I'm doing. Let's use these satellites to explore this location here. Oh, a mineral cave. Okay, that's a special wonder. So 5 titanium, 2 water, and 3 silicate. I like it. So now we actually have a little bit more resources. This mineral cave can be either made into a titanium mine, so that would be a large titanium mine that produces 2 per turn, just like this one here. That's a large pit that would produce 2 per turn. This is a normal one. So this one costs 4 energy, 4 titanium to build a mine. This one costs 8 and 8, but produces 2. The investment ultimately is the same, just more energy, and that's why having energy is important. Sorry about that. That was a little bit noisy. I think what I should do is a mine of tritium. Now we start producing tritium, and I will be able to place more energy thanks to that. Most of the time, energy-related stuff use tritium as a nuclear fusion stuff. So the tritium is your nuclear thing. It's your uranium that you use to power nuclear plants, and I don't know what else. You need titanium to build stuff. You need silicate for everything that's research related. Nitrate and water for everything that's food related. Science for, well, researching shit. Energy to move around, and also to build everything that is tech related, such as robots and all. And finally, food to build habitations. That's basically how the setup is done. I think I'm keeping this one because I think I'm gonna go for the large titanium deposit. I will need 1 more titanium. Actually, you know what? I could almost do it. Let's give ourselves another titanium, and next turn I am gonna take the deposit. Yes, I know that we are still sort of destroyed here. However, the damage is being sort of repairing. 1 resource per turn. Auto repairs 1 resource per turn. It provides -20 support right now. I don't have the food, so next turn I will be able to repair 1 and get my support back. So let's repair this one. Or this one. It's basically the same. There we go. We get our support back, and we're gonna need another 10 food to repair this one and get the support back. However, we do have titanium and energy, so let's do it. We're gonna get -1 support because of this, because it's a little bit far from the city. But we can build a mine, and that is really good. Now we are producing 2 titanium. So in our whole list of production, the only one we don't have is this source of nitrate here. And I'm thinking that could potentially be a city. Let's check it out. It's a crater. So yes, it's a crater. We could definitely set up a city here. It's even a pretty good one, because it's pretty warm. It also has 2 anomalies on it, which are nodes that boost up your research. So you can put research centers like this, laboratories, and they produce more research. And it also has fertile soil, which produce more food. So this is a really good one. We're gonna take the rover exploration center. I'm not even gonna think about it. Cultural meat lab is good, it gives support pattern and food, but the river allows us to move around for free every X turn, and yeah, that has extreme value. We're gonna boost up our titanium production. We actually really want to place this as soon as we can. We also can place the... I'm gonna have to make a choice here. I mean, I think the lava tube... This lava tube is unusable, so I'm going to replace it, right? Oh, wait. No, 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 no! Oh, we are placing this one here. Where am I gonna place the rover? This place is gonna have a huge amount of mines. There is a building that gives you a lot of happiness based on the number of mines you have. Okay, we are being offered a plant spreader earlier, or we could go for another bacteria, or the one that actually gives atmosphere and oxygen. It's too early for us to be able to use a plant spreader. So, because any plant is going to have requirements, this one, Tundra Forest, requires to have 1 rainfall minimum. And to have rainfall, you need to up the oceans so that it starts raining. And we are nowhere near to that point. However, having another bacteria is not super useful. It does require -2 temperature to work, though. It's kind of fitting. Okay, alternatively, I could also do that. Planetary Engineering Lab. So this is a space project. It has a slight different icon. And as a space project, this guy will give me 2 science per turn once completed. It requires 14 silicate. We could do it because we actually have the silicate. I would just need to dedicate my trade routes to go and fill that up. Alternatively, we could go for the hospital, use the science and tritium. 7 support per turn plus 1 for adjacent population. I could use that in my new city. But I think my new city, instead of focusing on population, I should maybe focus on robots. I am interested in doing the lab. Now we can have 3 projects at the same time. Space project specifically. Do I immediately start it? Or do I give myself a chance to have the rover first? Let's see. We can visit a place and get a bit more titanium. Everything is at 2 of distance or more. No, not on this side. On this side, yeah, we can have a large amount of titanium for 1. 6 titanium and 3 nitrates, perfect. Okay, so we have enough to place our rover, that's excellent. Next turn, I'm gonna have the bacteria spreader. So what am I gonna do? Should I place the rover right now? But then where am I gonna place it? I still have two placements to visit. And the rover needs to be on an activated node. 9 food to repair, so in 2 turns I'll be able to. I can sacrifice something to place the rover, by the way. I really don't want to. I'm gonna have the science to start the bacteria, and I need to start the bacteria. Here would be a good placement. If I place the rover, I can use it immediately, that's the thing. We found a good city that we want to develop, right? And that city is here. I think this is likely to be... It could be an empty space. If that's the case, once I have that city, I could place the rover here. So hear me out, I'm gonna make a gamble here. I'm gonna place the rover, use its function to check this tile. Oh, the black sand, okay. So we found the black sand. The black sand is a special resource. You need to harvest it so that you can use it on the pole to melt the ice and create some sea, some water. Which means I cannot place the rover over there. What I can do, however, I can take the rover and I can place it here temporarily. Now we actually have the science to play the bacteria spreader. So let's place the bacteria spreader. And we're gonna start... So we gain 2 prestige for both of them, and I think starting with atmosphere and oxygen is priority. So we're gonna do that. Now we have +1 in atmosphere and +1 in oxygen generation. The oxygen will pass its first level in 30 points, so it will take 30 turns. Of course, it's gonna take less than 30 turns because we are gonna place more stuff. We don't need the extra mineral. I could go for the extra water so I can place my factory. However, that's not what I wanted to do here. I could decide to forfeit this, but I mean, having more food is definitely a good idea. I can place it here. I need the food to build that city, and I definitely want that city. The city has a lot of potential, so I need to focus a little bit on food right now. What do I need most? Can I allow myself to sacrifice my science for now? Okay, the leader is finished, so now the extra technology and stuff is permanent, but his special ability to produce science or to do the research is done. Naira Baretbek, expert in diplomacy. She can proclaim a city of the year, and when you explore a location, you gain 10 support. City of the Year produce support a second time. Each city can only be selected one time. She also has the Embassy special building, costs 6 food, provide 2 support per turn, +1 support per turn per trade routes provided by the city. And also, trade boost, increase your number of trade routes by 1 for every 3 new trade routes you set up. Trade routes from adjacent mines don't contribute, so every time we have +3 trade routes in space, we get an extra one. This one is specialized in animals, and she would give us life forms. It is interesting, but is it very interesting? She gives us 2 science per explored location, and she will give efficient animal spreader. Constructing animal spreader building costs 50% less water. Now that could be interesting for us. We are not gonna use animal spreader right now, but she can do stuff such as reduce the heat requirement of a life form by 1, so that allows us to place life form faster. And she would also give us new life forms. Let's do it. We can do another project, space project. So this one will be to import some ocean. 8 tritium will be the cost, and we will be gaining 20 out of 30 of the ocean, so to raise up the sea level. That is not a stupid idea. I am very interested by this one as well. Gives science and population, but we're gonna struggle with food right now. So let's take this one instead. And we're gonna see when we can actually start using those projects. Also, yeah, we have that problem that we need to actually use the food right now to repair and to gain our support. So what we're gonna need is food. And funny enough, I don't have food generation buildings, so how are we gonna do things? Do I use the life form things immediately? She stay for 10 turns, and we can use her special ability 6 times in total. I think we should use the distance as long as it's good, and we gain 10 food. Excellent. I can place that. I really need the food. Getting some nitrates could be useful. A lava tube. Okay. This one is actually not too shabby. Provides good living conditions, very good protection against radiation. The temperature is even good here, so it's a pretty cool lava tube. It also has a natural site where you can put your buildings around. It provides adjacent free support. That lava tube is not the worst, but this one is just really good, so I really want this one. Yeah, I need to keep boosting the food until we manage to get the 25. We don't really have a choice. Resource supports. To increase their prestige, 3 big corporations are offering to set up a trade route and supply a city of your choice with a valuable resource. Titan Polymers plus 10 nitrates. Wayland Incorporated. If that's the Wayland from Alien, maybe we should not. Edison Fund. 10 tritium. What do we want more? I mean, getting the special reactor could be good. 10 tritium would put us at 14. We could get that faster. We could also get energy generation immediately, and I think that might be the play here. We could get another bacteria spreader as well. A regolith burner. Produce 1 atmosphere per turn per adjacent rock. Now we have a city that has rocks. In the best case scenario, you will have 2 adjacent rocks, but there is no way I'm forfeiting all that space, so I'm gonna remove those rocks. I am thinking the tritium is the gain here. I'm removing this, it uses power, and I immediately give myself +1 power, so I'm making 5 per turn now. Now, since we are using power so quickly, 5 per turn is not a lot. We could get the dark bacteria, so 2 prestige as well. Recharge every 8 turns. Increase the climate zone's temperature by 1, but does not... Oh, requires at least 1 land location in the climate zone. Ah, yeah, okay, that's the base requirement. Or we could go to get the animal spreader. We actually already have the water for it. But there is no point. There is no animal we could take. Now, I'm tempted to have it, but it's gonna stay in my hand, and I have only 8 cards maximum. I am also keeping this one. Maybe I should play it, because that would be 1 science anyway. And I have a feeling that I should not waste too many turns like this. I'm just gonna place it. I'm gonna have more. Once I get more, I will place them into the right positions. But I should definitely try to get the science and other things when I get them. Now we are making 5 food a turn, thanks to my trade routes. So that's gonna bring us to 22. So 2 turns to have the new city. We need an oxygen to place the rabbit. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna place it though. And I'm gonna use... either I go with a pass or I generate more food. Generating more food is definitely a potential idea. Okay. We could place more robots. None of this seems great. What do I need most besides food? I think it's food. I could visit this location. There could be a potential city here. Yes, flat plains. So flat plains is what the igloo was for. It turns out that this one is neutral. It's actually not that bad. It doesn't provide any bonus whatsoever, but it's neutral. The lava tube will provide a lot of support. People will be happy being here, protected from the radiations of the sun. The good thing is, as soon as I harvest this, then it will be available for me to place the rover. Can I move the rover again? No, I can only move the rover once I own that place. Stonemason. This project can be played once per city, must be built in a city. Plus 1 support per turn per 2 rocks in the city. That could be an interesting temporary building. I have quite a few stones right now. I could get 8 support per turn using it, as long as I'm not opening those stones. More robots, more labs. Yeah, let's take it. I'm gonna place it next turn. Ah, I actually have better to do. Oh no, absolutely not. I am opening this crater. Let's find the city where we have the most opening. Let's say here. Arcia Town. There we go. It does also have quite a lot of rocks. I could place it here actually, that would be a better ratio. Plus 1 support per turn per 2 rocks in the city. I did not read that properly. So there are 5 rocks that gives plus 2 support per turn. I will modify that when I have the opportunity. I think having a development center is now needed. I have habitations waiting for me. I just need the food for that. And the rest does not really help in any way. Let's check this one. Okay, it's an empty. And those are probably... one of those is probably going to be a city. I'm going to give myself more. Okay, bioengineering progress. A plant spreader, sorry. With a cactus that requires 3 temperature, or the alpine pine forest that require 1 temperature and 1 rainfall. As I said, plants are a bit complicated and you need 30 nitrates. I can take it, but there is like no way I'm gonna be able to put that plant spreader anytime soon, so I'm gonna sell it. When you sell one of your cards, you actually get 1 science for free. Okay. Technological advancement. New research projects have been proposed. Technology A. New scientific field plus 10 science. This project can only be played once. All of the projects can be played only once. It costs 10. When you permanently increase the amount of project you can research per turn, so basically by using the building that I took, your science income is also increased by the same amount. When you permanently increase the amount of projects that you can research, that's pretty good. Constructing a regional building costs less. This is actually a pretty good combo. Selling a project provides 10 support instead of 1 science. Gain 2 support per turn for every new robot you construct. So that's a good way of getting support by playing a lot of robots. Gain 2 titanium when constructing a city building. That's good to have titanium. Gain 10 science when you increase a terraforming parameter. That also could be interesting. So this one is like more like resource based, but costs a lot of science to do. This one costs not a lot of science and has a quite interesting combo as well. And the first I want to do, because we have that one, we can take another rover. We can take another rover, and that's actually a good one. However, I got 10 projects now, which is too much. When you permanently increase the amount of projects, constructing regional building costs 20% less resource. Does the rover count as a regional building? Let's do this one first. Yes, it just lowered the price of my rover. Now that is excellent. I can actually place the rover if I have the money. That bacteria spreader needs 9 more turns to spread again. So what I could do, it's another gamble. It's move that spreader here. Now it's not going to update. Put my rover here and again use the rover. Nitrates and titanium. We have an empty here. Let's check this one. I don't think it's gonna give me much. Let's check this one. We got science, titanium, nitrate. It's a titanium deposit. Okay, cool. If I research this one, then this city here on flat plane is also becoming available. We have enough nitrates to place fertile lands. That is excellent. We're gonna place it here and generate 2 food per turn. Now we're gonna get our next habitation faster. Now, as a reminder here, we have 4 with the robots, so we can already build stuff in that city, up to 14 maximum. We need 5 to have the maximum of 15, which is in every city you have 15 nodes. With 4, I can do almost the entire city. So I could place stuff here. So far, it's okay, even if I don't provide support. This overall only provides -1 support per turn, so it's not that bad. I could provide another robot. Doesn't matter if this is negative, it's only -1, because the robots don't care, they don't provide support. And I could place that. Yeah. I think having at least a robot, maybe I would like to find something that extend my reach, and if I can do that, then I will take all those mines. We have a lot of mines to take. Mediterranean shrub, 2 temperature, 1 rainfall, or penguin, 2 oxygen. Let's try the penguin. Okay, we could get the university, adjacent science producing buildings produce +1 science, or the train station, which is exactly what I just said. +4 expansion and reduce the negative support per turn of distant land by 2. I would love to get the science, but this one here answers a need. We need 13 electricity. We're gonna get it next turn. So in the meantime, we could get the polar bear, requires 3 oxygen, or metallidulans bacteria, +1 titanium per turn if climate zone has a city. Is it possible to reduce that? Reduce the heat requirement of a life form by 1. I wonder if it works on the bacteria, because the bacteria only needs 1. I would love also to be able to start using my trade routes here. Now for the trade routes, there is something else we can do, and that's the big launch pads that provide more trade routes. They also provide happiness if they are placed between cities. So for example, I could sacrifice the water here, put the big launch pads, and then those cities would be more happy. I will need to place it here instead of the silicate, which is not something I want to do. But if this is a city, and I'm making this one empty, then I could definitely place it here. I don't think that's gonna be a city because we have a city here. When I say a city, it's a city placement. Okay, Mars Olympic Games. Mars has its own Mount Olympus, therefore we should have our own Olympic Games. Organizing an interplanetary sporting event on Mars will gain us much prestige and promote fitness among our population. Martian athletes will compete with those from Earth in classic disciplines with rules adjusted to Martian gravity, a grand event for all mankind. We could organize them. Now that's a new event. It will be held in 16 turns. To win, we must send at least the same amount of athletes to the games as Earth. The low gravity would be an advantage for us. We have trained 0 athletes, as Earth will send 4 athletes. We must train 4 more to ensure the victory. So we can train athletes by building athletes training complex. If we are victorious, we will receive a global +2 comfort of living until the next Olympic Games. If Earth is victorious, we will suffer a -2 global comfort until the next. After this, the Mars Olympic Games will be held every 8 turns, and Earth will send more athletes with every edition. Now, the athletes training complex trains 1 athlete for every population in the city. So we need a lot of population. But if we have a city that has a lot of population, let's say Cerberus. Cerberus has 3 populations, so if I place the athlete center here, I would immediately get 3 athletes. Then I mean to have another one here that will give me 4, and then we are basically done. Now those are not for free. They require 18 water to be built, and they take a space, obviously, and you have to keep those. I wonder if you can destroy them and rebuild them. That means you need, in 16 turns, you need to use 36 water. That's basically the way you need to look at it. 36 water. Alternatively, we have other priorities. I don't do it, and we just take a -1 support per turn. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, because right now things are too complicated for me to go into this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build my train station. That gives me 4, and we can also place them farther, and that's really good. We can do so much. Okay, that's gonna be crazy. There is a building that boosts the production of titanium for each titanium mine of a city. And this could also be titanium, by the way. Check what this is. It is a crater, so that's also a potential city. Okay. check what this is. Sunstone. Okay, so this is another titanium mine. I could take this one here, or I go in the water, start working the ocean, free up the space so I can put something else. And I'm thinking that's probably the play here. Extract water, I need 4 energy for that. So next turn. In the meantime, let's see if we can lower the temperature cost of this guy here. I mean, +1 titanium per turn if climate zone as a city. Let's be honest, we don't need, because we're gonna have so much titanium. Oh, is it possible to reduce the temperature of this one? It is, as long as we have 1 rainfall, we will be able to have the alpine forest. Okay, now that is interesting. So raising the global ocean level is our next step. We can take 20 ocean here. We will be able also to extract that water. So, and we can do another one here. We can actually raise the ocean twice. We also are interested by this. Oh boy. And you know what? We actually also have the resource for that. Choices, choices, choices. Next turn we have enough food to either set up another city or to place a population. We could... What do we want most? We want electricity most. Those titanium deposits, okay, that's a normal one. That's a normal one. This silicate deposit is normal as well. Let's look at our priorities. Getting 25 will allow me to place a combined living center. I could place it here and access yet again more distances, at least 2 more. Now with this 1, 2, 3, I don't have a negative on this one, which means I can definitely access this one, this one, this one, this one without negative. This can be like a mega city. This has the potential of being a mega city. If I could find more train station or equivalent, I could make it an absolute mega city. And that's interesting as well, because sometimes you want to place alternative buildings, like in servers we have a lot of alternative buildings such as food generation stuff, and sometimes you want to be able to access those nodes and to take those resources. So what do I do? Do I place another city? And if so, which one? I could arguably place another population here for Fate getting my bonus. Catch back my rover. Or I place it here in Arcia Town, and I can get the nitrate, which I'm not producing for the moment. I could also get the black sands, clean up the black sands. I mean, I'm gonna have to build something in Arcia Town soon, right? So the 25 will help for that, and we could use the water for something else. So let's stop our trade route. One of the trade routes we want, we have a lot of titanium. I'm gonna need it to build all my mines. So let's start the 20 oceans, okay? Let's start the 20 oceans. That's gonna be the play here. Okay, large asteroid. So we could mine a large asteroid. We have 8 turns to complete it, and it requires 8 power and 8 titanium. That means we need to use 2 trade routes constantly for 8 turns, and we would gain 25 tritium out of it. But here's the thing. Yes, it's very interesting for the tritium, for sure, but we need the power more than anything else. So we're gonna let it pass and get 5 support instead. Oh boy. Okay, so exploration satellites basically gives us, you saw what it does. It basically gives us a free exploration, and free exploration also means free resources. So I'm gonna toss the planetary engineering lab for the science, because my priority right now is oceans, I think. And at the moment we are far from anything that require like water and stuff. We're gonna take, like, I always take the satellites. The satellites, they cost 8 to build, and that means in 8 turns, in 4 turns I could get the 20, in 8 turns I could get the satellites. So what we could do, how much do I need? 4. What we could do is we extract the water, free up the node, use the science. Now, every time I will put a development center, I will be able to research 1 extra project every turn, which means I also will gain an extra science for free. We have the possibility to place an igloo. And I'm thinking, Arcia, you get an igloo. We're gonna place you here, so we can start mining this. Now we need a lot of energy. Is there any way for me to get more? Like if I could get another photovoltaic field or anything like that, maybe I would place it here. Alternatively, I can place the animal spreader, but the rabbit is nowhere near ready to come. So let's get some more life. Horses will require 2 temperature and 2 oxygen. They provide 18 prestige, so they are the one you need to get prestige to finish the scenario. Deer, 1 temperature, 2 oxygen. Deer is easier to place, gives 11 prestige and plus 6 support per turn if the climate zone also has a city, plus 10 support for the horse. So the horse is basically the upgraded deer. We're gonna take the deer for now. We can have 1 more next turn. Seagrass. Okay. Seagrass has a minimum requirement of 1 temperature and requires at least 1 ocean location in the climate zone. That gives atmosphere and oxygen. Or we could go for boreal rainforest, but this one wants 3 rainfall. It gives a lot of prestige, but it wants 3 rainfall. I can try to get the oceans as fast as possible, so we get the rainfall. It's quite interesting, provides 2 atmosphere and oxygen as well. The prestige is tempting. I'm gonna try to speed up the getting the oceans. We're gonna get this one in 2 turns, so the first level of ocean. What do we do next? Silicate? Nah. Nitrate. And yeah, I really need trade routes. I don't have any right now. Seed Vault. Now that's a card that costs 14 nitrates and 4 titanium. Gives plus 1 science per turn per life form in the climate zone. So if you have bacteria, some sort of vegetation and an animal, it can give up to 3 science. So that's more like a late game thing. We could take the robot hub, always good. Dome park, plus 4 support per turn, adjacent population provide 4 support per turn. Cost a huge amount of silicate, which we don't really have right now, so gonna take the robot. Okay, she played. One more turn. Ah! Oh, interesting. I don't know how much I need for the next level, but this is what we need. Spaceport. Okay, spaceport gives 2 trade routes, 2 space routes, and provides, as I said earlier, comfort of living if connected to a city. So we're gonna take this one. It costs a lot. It's 10 electricity and 12 tritium. The tritium, we will stop expanding it next turn, so what we could do, because it's really interesting for us, I'm gonna beeline finding tritium here, 6 turns. We used her abilities, so she doesn't have any of her special abilities anymore. So we're gonna do the explore with her. Give us the tritium. +5, very good. That's a tritium deposit. And let's use the satellite for free. Another +2. Suddenly we have 12 tritium, so we already have the requirements for the spaceport. I'm gonna wait next turn, and we're gonna place the spaceport here. I'm fairly sure this is a potential city there. I could use the water to either place my animal spreader or the oxygen factory. And that's a no-brainer. We place the oxygen factory. Okay. She's gone. Now constructing animal spreader still costs 50% less water. It's permanent. We have Ayesh Katri, recycling specialist. We can place sewage. Adjacent population provide minus support, but +1 water per turn if the city has at least 4 population. So this is also for population heavy kind of planets. Gives water. Convert 3 silicate to 10 titanium, and also removing a rock provides +1 titanium. We have a big amount of titanium. I don't need that. She Hope O'Malley will provide something different. Select a city. Also, when you explore a location and research an extra project, you can select a city, gain 10 support per population one time. Or you can spend 10 water to gain 125 support. And you can also gain +1 support per turn for every 5 new city building you construct. It's kind of a polyvalent one, and that will give us good support. We are actually really high on demand, so I can see how we're gonna have soon our demand requirements coming. Let's validate the ocean. Ocean level increased. Your terraforming efforts are paying off, and the latest scientific analysis shows the ocean level has reached a new stage. Very good. +100 support. +1 rainfall in all climate zones, all of them. All locations on elevation 1 have flooded. This tile has now become a coastal location. These tiles are flooded. Let's go and check this one. It's an ocean tile now. Okay. Now we can research 2 projects, one of which is the life farm delivery, and that's kind of interesting for us. Orbital farming would be good because it gives us more food, but this one is actually really fit to our current gameplay. Magnetic fusion plant +2 power per turn, -1 comfort of living, adjacent population provide -2. I'm gonna take it. It's actually interesting for us because we can place it in this city here that has mostly just robots. I'm definitely gonna put another robot at some point, like now. I could open that and put a robot. Do I want to do that? I need the spaceport. I'm gonna wait one turn. We finished using the tritium, so what are we going to do now? Let's... Oh. Let's actually start the satellites. Okay, as I said, that actually happened. Minus 16 support per turn. Raising expectation, level 2. Also, our bar went down, but not entirely, which means we still have a fairly high chance of getting another raise of expectation. We can place the spaceport. That is beautiful. Because we can now go faster. And we are going to double up on our satellites. We can use the special rally speech of her on Cerberus for an immediate 30 support. And we also have 20 science, which means we can put a development center. I can put it in RCO as well. Here I want a building to boost up my morale. How about here? There is nothing here. Now we can actually get another project. And also our science should have gain +1. Bus station, +2 expansion. It's good, it's not as good as the other one. New technologies are suggested twice as fast. It's very good, but we don't have enough science right now. I'm gonna take the entertainment center for the support. Just need some electricity. Again, electricity is my shortcoming right now. Temperate rainforest. 2 temperature, 3 rainfall. That's gonna be tough. We could get the whales. 27 prestige. I mean 30 prestige for the rainforest. I'm gonna need to start using the bacteria that boost up the temperature. Yeah, temperature is gonna be a problem. The whale makes sense. I'm gonna have the ocean, so let's take the whales and also another development center. This one will raise temperature, CO2 factory. I can actually take both, so I'm gonna take both. Excellent. Now we can boost our mines, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. +1 silicate and +1 titanium. Now we are producing a lot of titanium. Let's... What do we need? It would be good again to have more tritium to boost that up. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, I can... Okay, old rover. Your team discovered an ancient exploration rover from the early 21st century. I can dismantle it for powered tritium and science, or I could create the rover museum that will give me 5 support per turn and 1 science. But I need, as I just said, a lot of tritium right now, and that's actually giving me tritium. And I'm gonna use the extra electricity I just got to get even more tritium. And we can actually research that as well. That's really good. Yeah, true. Every time I move with her, we can do another research. So now we actually have even more research. That's very good. I'm gonna use it here. That makes sense. That makes sense to use it here. This is actually not even negative anymore. I'm gonna use my electricity. That's very costly. Is it worth going here instead? We do want to do something here, so let's put this one here for now. Next turn I'll be able to put the support. We still have +18 in support, which is really good. Let's take that and we can harvest it next turn. Okay. We harvest the black sands. We have an extra position. I think it will be good for the animal spreader, for example. We will need to produce more water, so finding water will become, at some point, a necessity. There are you can place desalinization power plants on the ocean that allows you to get the water, so that's also possible. I'm gonna need more food to be able to place this, or I wait next turn to place my robots. Placing the robots will allow me to take this one and this one and get even more mines. Now this one is interesting, the biogenerator. It just costs a monstrous amount of nitrate. Alternatively, we could get another bacteria spreader, and I think that might be the play here. I do like this one though, so we're gonna take both. But I have to be careful, I have 10 cards in my hand. Let's get more tritium that costs 3, that's very painful. We found another tritium deposit. Potentially we will have another city in this area here. We can actually already use the magnetic fusion plant for more electricity. That makes sense. And it's okay, I will just get a negative one. Now there is a building that's very costly, but it's also interesting because it's very costly in silicate, and that can be put on a node, and that doubles up on electricity production. Like, you have stuff to double up on almost everything, so... Ah, I knew I had an extra node here. Let's place our animal spreader. I don't think we can spread the animal yet. The requirements are not met. They need oxygen at least. But that will come at some point, that will come. So let's try to keep on having a lot of tritium. Hard Conditions Research Lab, that's an interesting one, this one. Produce 1 science per turn for every 2 climate zone this city has expanded into. The city's initial climate zone count as well, so it becomes really interesting if you go up to 6 climate zone. This one here is already in 1, 2, 3 climate zone. If I was to go here and expand in that direction, that will work. Or actually, this one here. That will give me already +2 science. And I'm gonna do it because I will expand here, so makes sense for me to take that. We could take the delivery drones. +1 robot. This is very confusing. It already gives us 1 science. I will lose a bit of support if I send that here. Or I lose a science for 2 turns if I send this one here. I'm gonna do that, and so I can place my delivery bot here. I do not have electricity anymore, so we go here. Gives 30 support, thank you very much. We have a nice amount of support. Okay, next turn we're gonna have the research done for this, and we actually have 2 trade routes we can use. We will also have enough food to place something. Potentially I could place another city. Is that something I want to do? Or I want to first develop this one? What about here? Ah, interesting crater. Water deposit, titanium deposit, and even a natural site. That could be an interesting city for us. I need to visit those 2 here. So I think I'm gonna go... Okay, for the next level of ocean we need 60. So I'm gonna start working on it. Excellent. Right on time. Right on time. First, what do? We don't have the water. We wanted to place the drone. Let's place the drone. Get a little support. Take this one. And now, this guy produces 2 science. I could place my habitation plus drone here. I'm thinking of coming and taking this, for example, the rover and do I want to take that space here? The lava tube? It doesn't really give me anything in particular. It opens on that direction. That will give me a negative on this. We really want that city, right? Or do we? No. That one is interesting. Let's explore this one. Alright. And we're getting some nitrates as well, which is good. Let's get some more nitrates. Okay, there are nitrate deposits here. This is the nitrate zone. 23, we need 37, that's quite a lot, but we will reach it eventually. I'm really curious as to what is here. Oh, it's a canyon view, okay. We want this for sure, for the trades. And we actually have this that we can place immediately. Alternatively, +1 radiation protection globally for the comfort. And only cost 12 science to build. I could do that in 3 turns. That's quite interesting. I think I should probably do that. I do not know what the radiation protection does. Am I going to up the temperature as well thanks to that? I'm not sure. I can take both. I'm gonna put the research into it. In 3 turns it will be done. I can actually... 1, 2, 3. This is a purely human city here. Do I want that city here? I don't really want that city here. I really didn't get the bonuses once. So I could decide to place another population, take back the rover. We still have potential on this one. Arguably, I could decide to place another 2 or 3 robots, and then we could get the water, the cave, whatever that is. Or instead of having the robot, if I could get another bus or train station or subway station, that gives me a lot of access. It costs a huge amount to build it. You need like a lot of power for that. That's why having power is really important. What am I gonna do? I'm tempted to play the Marsha, but I'm also tempted to just get a new city, and I think that's probably the play. That city would be super happy with the sandstone here, here, and here. That would be a lot of comfort. Already got +2. Got natural sight. That city is gonna be purely human because it's gonna give me a huge amount of comfort. So why does it say? Yeah, there is no suitable climate zone for that. It says I could place one, but I don't have the means to do it. Maximum 12 buildings, so we still have margin. And after building that, I could place this one quickly, and we start expanding. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So we're gonna wait. Actually, this one is even better. Both of them are pretty good. We're gonna wait, and we're gonna want to get 10 water. So let's try to get some water. Apocalypse asteroid. Okay, one of the worst possible events. A gigantic asteroid is heading toward Mars. Its impact has the potential to cause an extinction event. Since Phobos and Deimos are too small to shield us, we must attempt to change its course or destroy it before it is too late. Either option will require an Herculean effort from our space industry. We can ask Earth to destroy it. We will take a permanent -5 support. We could try to redirect the asteroid, so that would be a space project, and it will cost 30 science and 30 titanium. It takes 30 turns, so you just need to dedicate 1 science, 1 titanium per turn. We could definitely do that. The only problem is that we don't have space for that. But also that will take that will take 2 of our trade routes for 30 turns, basically. Or we could try to create planetary defense missiles, but that requires a huge amount of tritium. You need to build 3 of them, and they cost 24 tritium each. So if you had a production of at least 3 tritium, then each will take 8 turns to build. You need at least 3 tritium generation, or you need to find tritium on the planet, but that takes a lot of time. If you manage to do that, you will destroy the asteroid. The defense missile provides 3 support per turn, so it's not completely. It doesn't just take a space, it also provides a bonus. And then at the end, if you manage to deal with this event, you get the Apocalypse Asteroid Monument, which is a one-time monument that provides 7 support per turn, and adjacent population have 7 support per turn as well. So it's a very big support one. I think we could redirect the asteroid. 30 cyan, 30 titanium for 30 turns. I need to sacrifice one of my research, and I'm going to sacrifice the space project for a life form. We actually have a lot of life forms already. Let's do it, and I have to reduce this. I wanted to do it in 2 turns, but now I actually need to put one of each on this, and for 30 turns I'm not gonna touch it. But that's okay, because we got another spaceport. As soon as I can, I'm gonna place it. Ah, go away. Stupid fly. So, I could sacrifice one of the sandstone actually. If this here is a potential city, then we could place the spaceport here. Alternatively, we can go and take this location here. That makes sense. That does make sense. I really want to have the spaceport quick. So let's... Oh. I just took one too many. Okay, fine. Next turn. I could also take the titanium now. That's fine. It's not a necessity. Arcia Town, we have a human population. You're gonna give the entertainment center for the additional support. Oh my god, we're gonna get another crisis soon. We have been lucky with the crisis so far, because usually they come much sooner. I would like to have also a... Ah, look at that. So this is good. A resonance station is what I was talking about. Adjacent power, producing buildings, produce +1 power per turn, so that's gonna help us. We could place a turbo farm, but that would be counterproductive because we really want to place that first. And we already have one of those, so I'm just gonna take the extra science for now. Next turn I can place a development center or another bacteria spreader. I am thinking I need a space for it. I need a space for it, and I need to either sacrifice a resource or anything like that. So we make 7 power per turn. I could visit a location that would be at 1 distance. Okay, this one here. And that also gives me an extra science. Alright. Now. We can actually even get 2 empty space with this one. So I'm gonna go robot. We can also place the development center, or do I place the bacteria first? I'm gonna place the bacteria first, I think. I have so many things I want to take, it's crazy. I think there is a potential city here. Question. It doesn't seem like these tiles are under threat of being flooded. So even if I build my ocean to a higher level, they should not be flooded. Let's place our bacteria spreader there. And this bacteria spreader, because we saw we actually need it a lot, we are already producing 2 oxygen and 2 atmosphere per turn, which means we are going to pass those soon. The one we are not working on right now is the temperature, and we definitely need to build up temperature. So let's do it here. The whale wants 3 oxygen. That's a lot of oxygen. If I could reduce the requirement in oxygen, that would be better for me. Again, that's an endgame thing. So the purpose of this game right now is obtaining the prestige from having life forms, right? And those whales and deers and stuff, they are the actual animals. They are not bacteria or plants. So they are the one providing the most prestige. And we need 60. We are turn 38, and I think we need to finish by 55 if we want to have the fastest achievements. So let's see if we can make it work. Do I want to build another human stuff? I think not. I think I'm gonna try to make an economy now. I need some tritium, and we could get it from here. It's just that this costs a lot of energy, so I cannot do it. Let's see if I can use her special ability one more time. I have only 3 cities so far. I should probably build cities. Oh. Yeah. I see. Okay. You can still research a project, she says. +1 comfortable living for every 2 robots in the city. Well, that will work. Do I want to boost up my science? Or do I want to boost up my electricity? I'm thinking electricity comes first. But I could get +2 science quick. And science would give me more cars. Like, the docks are interesting. This project must be built on a coastal. You can expand to any ocean location connected to the building. So, and the action is free. However, it is also limited to the distance that you have the right to go to. Thanks to my building, I can go up to 3. So, if instead of placing the spaceport here, I was to build my dock, I would be able to go to this location. Maybe if those are connected somehow, I could go to this location. They would be still at 3 of distance from my town. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So those are basically free location for me. The only problem is that I have the spaceport in place and I need the spaceport a lot. What I can do is try to get my second level of ocean. That will raise the amount of ocean, and maybe I get more coastals. So, choices. We said we wanted this city here, and for this we need water. Funny enough, that city will give us water. Do I want the automated work? I think the answer is no, because I'm actually interested in gaining even more tiles. There is a water tile here. There is a water tile. I could use my food and be dumb and just place that here so we get the water tile. It's large even. I could get it for next turn and generate +2 water every turn. There are arguments for it. There are arguments for it, guys. I don't know if I should do that. Ultimately, you could replace the buildings inside. If I find, for example, a big robot station, I could replace the human by a big robot station after. The only problem would be that I would be using 25 of my 32. How many turns do I need to get my 10? If I get my... I get 2 satellites next turn, so... Using her, +2 satellites, I think we can get the 10 next turn. Which means building the city. Doesn't mean I can put something in the city though. Even if I do the city... Oh, I can maybe do the water deposit, which is a +1. Okay, so there is an argument as well for trying to obtain this here. Okay. Okay. In that case, I'm not taking those. Do I take the dock? It's a rare building. I think I'm gonna take it. Pass. We could get the plankton. So the plankton is interesting because it only requires to have an ocean location in the climate zone. And it gives atmosphere and oxygen. Or we go for the kelp forest, which also just requires the ocean location, and also just give. Oh, it produces as well 2 food per turn if there is a city in the climate zone next to the ocean. 6 prestige for this one, 2 prestige for this one. This one produces plus 1 oxygen and plus 1 atmosphere if the temperature in the climate zone is 1 or more. Huh. Well, the thing is kind of simple. We don't have a plant producer yet. Ah, that is again a tough choice. We have an animal spreader and we have 2 bacteria spreader. We don't have a plant spreader yet. Oh my god. This is the first time that I rise to the maximum chance of getting negative support. Funny. I've never seen that before. That's a huge amount of luck so far. That means it's gonna go down, but just a little bit. We can accumulate negative support very quickly when that falls. Okay. We need 5 water. Let's start by the beginning. We need 5 water. I see small waters over there. I see a big water here. That's 4. And besides the water, what else do we need? Extra silicate. Is there a tile that will have water and silicate? I'm asking. Who knows? Maybe we get lucky. Water and silicate. Yes. Water, silicate, and nitrate. Very good. So now we have the necessary to plant our new city. We're gonna place it here next to the natural site. We get an immediate +5. I actually do have enough to remove the rock and to get the water. Now this one here doesn't provide negative support to a nearby settlement, but I would get +3 support or -1 support, so this one would get only +2, and here I can place something else. For now, I'm gonna keep it like this. We are 12, that means we just need a little bit more than 2 turns. In 2 turns we get the radiation stuff, so I'm gonna keep on going with this. Also, in 4 turns we will have the new spaceport, so that's definitely something we want. Maybe what I do instead of any of those, next time I have like robots or humans coming in, I think humans, I will go here and place a spaceport. We can visit 1 tile if it's not far. It is globally too far for me to visit. That's okay. It's okay. If you cannot do anything and you just pass your turn without using your ability, you will obtain a small amount of, like, I don't know, research or happiness support, I think. What we could do, I saw there was somewhere in one of my city, I think Arcia. Yes. In Arcia we have 2 anomalies. Oh, I could get my resonance station next turn. Do I want an extra 2 or do I want a resonance station? I think we all know the answer to that. Now the resonance station needs to be built here. And looking at how things are positioned, I need to move that guy. -10 for 2 turns. That's kind of weird. Maybe I place it here so I can move the delivery drone and just give it back there. And I need to move that guy. So resonance station will come here. And I'm gonna move this one. That's gonna be a lot of negatives. But once everything is relocated, we're gonna have a major boost in our electricity generation. Okay, it says, oh, you can do stuff. Okay, I can do stuff. Sure. This one here provides 40 ocean. This one provides 30. The difference is that instead of 20 titanium, it just takes 6 titanium and 9 tritium. Ultimately, I think titanium is quite easy for us right now. Do we want a habitation module? That's an easy module that does not require additional resource. Doesn't provide anything else than just a population, but we go for a research center. 2 extra projects will be proposed every turn. So instead of 3, we have 5 projects offered every turn. I cannot place it right now. I could place it next turn. Ish. No, in 2 turns. I'm gonna pass and just take the flat +2. I think that's what I need to do. I'm full. I want to place that next turn. Soon we're gonna have the nitrate as well. We have a pending event. Oh, the plankton or the kelp forest. We take the plankton. So if I pass my turn without using my leader's ability, and one of her abilities to use 10 water to get 125 support, by the way. We didn't do that yet, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, now that is a very timely bonus. +1 oxygen in all climate zone. That's a very, very timely bonus. Because first of all, we gain additional support for that. And also a plant spreader. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Oh, the game is so mean. Plant spreader, I could place it here. I wanted to place my spaceport here, but maybe we place the spaceports in another whatever location, like here. Alternatively, I boost up my food production a little bit. I need 3 more. I will not have 3 more, so I don't say that. But in 2 turns, I can definitely place that or that in this city and take this space here and maybe even this space and sacrifice it. Doesn't really matter. Placing my plant spreader. This one is also really interesting because it gives me electricity, but boosts also atmosphere and heat. Choices, guys, choices. The first one that's not a choice is the resonance station. We place this one. Alright. Now each of our buildings is going to produce +1. So we're gonna have... It's 7 because this one is relocating, so I was not producing my power right now. But that's gonna be dealt with soon. I should remove that. And I'm gonna move this guy now, because as soon as I move it, the sooner I move it and the sooner I get the bonus. I can place a development center here, for example, or anything else like that. Another thing is I would love to have another train station or equivalent, so we can take all those other tiles here. Now, we are short on silicate, and that's why I was being careful with the silicate consumption. Okay, we could try to fasten things a little bit by getting 20 tritium. We do not have any trade routes that require tritium. So if we focus on getting tritium, 8 turns over there, 7 turns here. And water as well, nice. And we have enough energy to check here. +2. We could get the plant spreader. No, I don't know if I will place it now. Hydroponic farm, 2 food per turn for 23 water. I think I'm gonna have to pass. I don't have enough water generation yet. Ah, maybe I should have not used my energy, so I would have had my 10 energy to place the spaceport. I need to be careful with that. Also, I can see that there is no actual city around to take those tiles here. So boosting up that city makes sense to take those tiles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can take all of those tiles if we had, let's say, a subway station, but that costs a lot of resource to build a subway station. But even we could definitely do that. Plant spreader, that will slow down our acquisition of the biogenerator a lot, but we could spray a plant. Are there plants that we could spread? Not here, we are at -1. Here we are at 0. Here we are -3. Here in Elysium we have 1. That means I could... Okay, we have our answer. If I spread the alpine pine forest, in this zone where I have Cerberus base, I will gain +1 on each. It's not exactly the same as this one, because this one gives +1 heat, and also the power, of course. But also, it starts the countdown to renew this, so let's do that. After all, we are here to spread life, before all. Oh, we even have 2 placements. How come we... I thought we needed to have a... Oh, it's just a discovered tile. Okay, so those 2 can be used. There we go. Nice boost of support as well. However, the next negative support is gonna bring us down to 1. 1 support. Can I do the hair? I can do the hair. We have enough oxygen. Ta-da! Rabbits on Mars. Nice. Okay, she did her job. We gain +1 support per turn every 5 new city buildings, so we're gonna keep on developing our buildings, and every time we do 5 of such buildings, we get +1 permanent support. That's always good to have, especially early in the game. Now this girl, sorry, Isabella Torres, life spreading. She has the same ability as the other one. She can do a genetic modification of a plant to reduce the requirement on rain. Now that's interesting, because we have the rainforest that will require 3 rain. She would bring it down to 2. And since we are already ongoing for getting the ocean, we could potentially get rainforest faster thanks to her. Increase your oxygen production by 1 for every new 3 oxygen you start producing. It's a little late to get that, to be fair. Is it retroactive? I don't think it's retroactive. So I would need to gain plus 3 oxygen generation to get this bonus. Him. What do you do? It's Vetan Ivanov. Oh, by the way, when he explores the location, you gain 25 support. When she explores the location, you gain 5 science. Ivanov does nature documentary. Choose a climate zone. Gain support equal to twice the total prestige of all life forms in that climate zone. Can only be done once per climate zone. So if you have more than one source of animals and a lot of prestige, you would gain quite a large amount of support. Twice the amount. Now the hare, for example, only gives us, I think, 6 prestige. So that will only give 12, right? Alternatively, the other girl, Hope, when I was doing the already speech on the city, I was gaining 30 support. Now, it does also Marleywood Studios. It takes 9 power, and it's a support building that gives plus 2 to adjacent population, plus 3 support for every planet location upgrade that provides support or comfort of living. So this could be really strong in our new city, because it's gonna have at least 3 support once I build them. The special for him is Big City Talent. Gain 2 support per turn when placing a population in a city that already has 5 or more populations. Oh. Population. Not robots. Or does it count robots? I think it only counts population. So he wants us to make cities with a lot of humans. He's an anti-robot, this one. I think we're gonna go with the logical choice, which is the genetics. We also have university, and that's about the right time to have it. 22 silicates, it's quite costly. Just some science building produce more science. We also have another train station. This is sort of what we wanted, not the best one. It's only for expansion. The subway would be 6 or 8, but I think that's gonna do the job. So I'm gonna take those. We enable the radiation shield. That didn't do anything. Okay. That probably boosts up. Okay, that did something. We now generate 52 support. We have 1 too many cards, and that's okay. It is okay, because I am building my development center. And that gives us 8 science production per turn. Now, we have our 2 trade routes available. We are going to reallocate them to our ocean. Soon, we will also have more trade routes next turn. So let's start. Okay, I wanted to check. Yes, we have this boreal rainforest, the 12 prestige rainforest. This one is 6 prestige, alpine pine forest, but we can replace it by this one, and we will gain the extra prestige every time we do that. So we can reduce it down to 2, and that's actually really cool. There we go. We can do that one more time, but for this we need to check the requirements from the others. So the animals actually require oxygen, not water. And the bacteria, well, they require mostly temperature and shit, right? So we are not gonna use that again unless we find another very interesting nature thing. In the meantime, so we could take another mine. We could take another mine. We are taking another mine. Alright. Next. I can still research a project. Martian Workers Association. It costs 16 food and 16 water. The project can be placed only once per city. +2 support per turn per unique resource or terraforming output produced by this city. Unique resource or terraforming output. Now, in Yugen, that's insane. Because we have 1, 2, 3 resources, and we also have 2 terraforming outputs. So 5 total multiplied by 2. This is a +10 support per turn building in this city. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take it. 16 water though, so we need to figure out the water. That's all. Okay, raising expectation level 3. -24 support per turn. That was expected. We also have now our next level of spaceport, which we cannot place. But we are going to set up Cerberus. I have to be smart here. I'm gonna use 3 power to get rid of this, but I'm not going to use the combined living center, because that would take 6 power if I did that. Although we have 2 satellites and we could very well find power on the map. Sometimes you can find power on the map. It's not often though. Okay. So the answer is no, I cannot. So I'm gonna remove the rock. Place the Marsha. We still get, despite the -1, we still get +7. And the city is building behind it. How beautiful. We gain an extra slot. We take the neutral one and we place immediately our spaceport. Let's check if this is a city. It is flat plains. This is a potential city. And it even have 2 fertile soils and natural... Okay, that is an interesting one. I also now have enough to place my laboratory and get +2. By the way, while waiting for the 22 for the university, I can actually place another one of those here and get yet again another +2. So the university is gonna wait unless we get like a nice influx of resources. We get another 2 trade routes. Let's try to accelerate the rise of our oceans. Okay. What do we want next? So we lost quite a lot of nitrates. We are down to 10. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit for this to go back. We could get a little bit of water. But to be fair, we are still doing good in terms of support, and we have a nice pool of support, which means we are set for quite a few turns. So I think what we might want most is finding a way to get more food. +5 food is actually not very good. We can definitely do better than that. Do we have any building that will help? We're gonna take, of course, the new spaceport. We will play it as soon as we can. This is actually good for us. Import methane from Titan. Because 20 tritium gives 20 atmosphere and 20 heat. The only problem is the limit of our trade routes. But I get the energy, I just need some tritium. Let's take it. And let's look for more tritium. Oh, we don't have the energy. So instead, life form. Okay, here we could get the Atlantic herring. It's 11 prestige. Requires an ocean location. Just need 1 oxygen, or we could get the lion that gives 40 prestige. Now that is the ultimate, obviously. 3 temperature and 2 oxygen, so you forget about it. Provides -2 comfort of living. You don't care. When you place the lion, you finish the game. So I don't know if we should take it, because we are very, very far from that. Let's take the herring. This is an ocean tile, so we could place the herring here. When do we have our next info turns? And the whale, can we place the whale? No, the whale wants 3 oxygen, but we have 1 oxygen, so we can definitely place the fish. Now that's really good. Do we want to explore this tile? No, I think we're gonna focus our effort in getting more tritium. 6 tritium, that's definitely a tritium deposit here. And we got more tritium over there, that's good. Okay, we could get this and get more food for 10. And also we have radioactive refinery. 4 science and 4 tritium. Adjacent population -2, of course. Increase the radiation in the city by 1, but we know where to put it. Plus 1 tritium per turn for every 5 power the city produces. Yeah? 3? 5? 7? Thank you for the free tritium. That is very much appreciated. I take it every single turn, please. Also, okay, that's the game is literally belining right now. This was the building I was talking about earlier. Electron beam printer, 21 energy to place. Mines that produce titanium owned by this city produce +1 titanium. We're gonna take this one too. So we have the space for that. We're gonna place it right here. And what we're gonna do to boost up our cities to go farther is either I'm gonna place the train station, for example, and I could decide to replace, for example, I don't know, science generation. I could take the +2 science away, and we go down to 8. It's not the end of the world. And then we could get +4. So with +4, we can get this one here, the mineral cave. That's another tritium. We could get. Oh, I can actually validate the silicate right now. Should I do that? Sounds about right, no? Is there something else? Sure. So I'm gonna wait 2 turns. Now I'm gonna place the electron beam. The food we are going to produce somewhere else in Cerberus, for example. No, I'm stupid. We actually have. Okay, here I could try to place a food generator that like doubles up the food, but in Arcia, not Arcia, in where is it? Oh, I didn't build the city yet. Is that the thing? I didn't build the city. I actually have another mine of titanium over there. I'm not gonna take it now. I didn't build the city. It's not that one. It's that one. So this is the city where we want to place the food. Okay, doesn't matter. Right now, we can use that. So let's put it here. And it still gives us +1. That just means we're gonna get our 25 faster. We could visit something, or yeah, let's visit something. 2 silicate, 3 science, thank you, plus an extra 5 science as well. Now we have 21 science, and I think the science event is gonna come soon, so we should keep an eye on this. Oh, interesting. Okay, urban planning office cost 11 science provides 5 support per turn, raise the maximum amount of building the city can have, dictated by population robots by 3. That means even if you had only 2 population, this building will act as if you had 5, and basically you will be able to build up your entire city even with only 2 population. That is quite interesting in a setup such as, I would say, for example, let's imagine here. You have a city here, you build up your stuff. You have a city here, you build up your stuff, and then you have that city, and you don't have a lot of access from that city. So you just need 2 populations to take those, right? Or even just 1 extra population, because you have, obviously, the first population is your headquarter. So you place your extra population, you take the 1 tile, and the rest is basically closed. You use that building, you can still fill up the entire city with buildings. It's valid. Another campus, a robot hub. I'm gonna take it because first of all I have the science for it. I'm gonna take a robot hub as well. And I'm thinking, do we actually have this case? Arcia, for example, really only benefit from 2. And everything else is a little bit far. I could reach it if I put my train station in Arcia, so I could go farther. And I could take this one, I could take this one, I could take this one, I could take this one. And this one. Without penalty. I could even put my robots. That's probably what I should do, by the way. I could get the train station next turn. That city has 3 population. That means I could use that building and not need any more populations. And this here, the train station, would give me 4 expansion, like if I had 4 more population. With 4 expansion, I can access this empty tile, this rock tile, which is basically good for electricity if I get a photovoltaic again. I could access the canyon view, which will provide me a comfort of living. I can access this other canyon view, which provides the same. More importantly, I could get back to the rover and to the bacteria spreader. Those were would be reactivated, so I think it's also pretty good. I think it's tempting. I need 13. Next turn I get 20. That means I can clear up 2 tiles and still place it. And 2 tiles is what I need for this. I mean, technically speaking, at 3 I can already build 12 buildings. I don't yet need this urban center. I can do 12, so I would just not be able to finish the last 3, right? But if I do the urban center, I don't need any population at all. I would just basically place what I want and finish the city. It's also kind of good. So let's do that. Take those 2. Place the urban center. Research. Bird of Paradise is 15 prestige, 3 temperature and 1 oxygen, so difficult to place. Coral Reef is 18 prestige plus 12 support per turn. That's a really good one. 2 temperature though. And temperature is still really tough to get. That's why I really wanted this one, but I need this one, I need this one. They would provide me with a temperature gain. The thing is, yeah, turns are rushing right now. Okay, in 1 turn we get some more ocean. We will need more than just that, but elephant, 45 prestige, 2 temperature and 3 oxygen. Very tough to build. That's also a late game. We could get the palm tree for 30 prestige, 3 temperature and 2 rainfall. That's also very tough to get. So let's get the elephant. We are more likely to get 3 oxygen than 3 temperature, to be fair. And we could also get this one, development center. That's kind of nice. Ah, this one comes 1 turn too early. It's the same one. It just comes 1 turn too early. Next turn, this one is finished, but it had to come now, huh? Arshaton. We said train station. Now we are opening ourselves. Take the rover. Take the bacteria spreader. Reactivate them. Take an extra empty location. Okay, this location has 3 little waves on it. And that means that when we go at level 3 of ocean, this tile will be flooded. That means the ocean will grow on this area here. We get +1 here. I think I'm gonna take the canyon. There we go. A little bit more support. I don't have the energy, so Cerberus, can I build something? Yes, I can build something here. Let's place you. That gives me yet another science, so we are now producing 11 science per turn. And as you can see, when you have building that just costs science, and you have like a very high science level, then you can start putting more and more of those buildings. And eventually those buildings, there is a science building that provides +1 food for adjacent food. I didn't see it yet, but when this one comes, it's very, very strong. We have our tile for the next launch pad, by the way. Let's check those tiles. Okay, another canyon, also another flat plane. Meh, not very interesting, this one. Now I'm trying to make a little bit less plans. I did take the fish. Yeah, the fish wants... yeah, okay. I can use her special ability again, but only for plants, really. So temperate forest, 1 temperature, 2 rainfall. Or we can get the dolphin, 2 temperature, 2 oxygen. Interesting because of ocean tiles. But 2 temperature and 2 oxygen. The 2 oxygen is gonna come soon, but the 2 temperature is a bit tough. That's 28 prestige though. This one is 12, and we got the other one though, the rainforest. Let's take the dolphin. Maybe we can place it at some point. There is nothing I can place right now. Also, I definitely want to have the electron beam printer placed. For this, I will need to wait. Okay. We take the support in the face, raising expectation level 4. As Martians grow, so do their expectations. There we go. 40 out of 60 for level 2 of oceans. We have a funky stuff here. Giant dew collector. Cost science. Produce 1 water per turn per level of rainfall above 0. So, here for example, we have 1 rainfall. We don't have rainfall in many places. We have rainfall in those 2 places. If I decide to place this instead of, let's say, a sandstone, for example, or anything else, or this city, this flat plane here, although we do like that flat plane. Oh, look. We could almost do it. Wait, no. Priorities. This comes first. Now we have our extra trade routes. And we have 6 trade routes because we finished the other one. We are using those 2. Okay, I could use my trade routes to put all 6 on here, but it's not possible. What I could do, however, is say I'm gonna put 4. So 4 per turns are gonna go out. I am producing 2, that's not enough. But what I could do is take 2 of my science and give myself 2 extra. So now I'm producing 4 and I am consuming 4. In 5 turns, this one will be done. Atmosphere and heat. And we need that. So, the dew collector is interesting. I think I'm gonna take it. I'm also gonna take the food because we need food. This one, of course, I will love it. We are still far from having it, so we pass. Where can I place my food? You know what? I'm never gonna have that stupid food booster, and if I do, I can always take this one out. So let's just place the food here. Now we are producing 7 food per turn. Let's go for the next. Artificial bacteria, 2 prestige plus 1 science per turn if there is a city. They require 1 oxygen, we could place it. Or the shark, 2 oxygen, 16 prestige, minus 1 comfort of living. Can be replaced by another one that provides more prestige, such as the dolphin, for example. It requires less. It does not require the heat, just the oxygen. So there is some sort of a progression. You start with the herring, then you have the shark, then you have the dolphin. It's basically the sort of logical progression you have. Yeah, let's take the shark. Also, we can. I say that, and we can literally now place the herring. So let's go and do it. Nice. I think it will be important to unlock this tile, so we can also start putting stuff here. The rover can go. So rover, please unlock this tile. Thank you. That's an ocean tile, so we can now place another fish in this area. There are also ocean tiles over there, but we will have a lot more once we raise the ocean. Cooled eye. Built in Cerberus. I could. So here's the thing. To build here, I need to break a stone, which takes 3 power. Either I wait 1 turn to get my 21 and to place the electron beam, or I immediately place the combined living center, and that allows me to, for example, take the sandstone. I could even take that sandstone, sacrifice it to place this instead and produce water. There is an argument for both. I mean, this electron stuff is going to produce so much. We're gonna double up on our production here. I didn't even take that one yet. See, I have a space here. I could actually put some robots. No, that's the electron beam. So if I place robots here, I'm actually shooting myself in the foot. That makes no sense. I'm gonna do the electron beam. I said I would do it, so I'm just gonna do it. Let's be consistent a little bit here. Interesting. Okay, so this one requires 1 rainfall, which means I could bring it down to 0 rainfall, but it doesn't matter. We actually have 1. I could place it in other places though. Plus 2 tritium per turn if the climate zone has a city. Minus 1 comfort of living. That's 2 tritium. That doubles up our production. That's interesting. We could take another one of those. This is always good. Man-Machine Cooperative Academy. So this is what I said earlier in the stream. Plus 1 science per turn per combination of 1 population with 1 robot in the city. It's quite easy to go up to 3 population, 3 robots, for example, because you just need 1 building for the 3 robots. You have a building that gives you 3. Or you can even have 4 if you decide to use that, for example. That gives... no, not this one. There is another one that gives human and robot. This one gives human and robots. And that would just boost up the science, basically. Of course, we don't need that right now, so... Do we want to take it because we don't use... No, we're gonna use that. So, let's take those 2 and the science. I think we can place another city if we want to. Does that make sense? It does kind of make sense. I want to place that city here. I need to research that tile. Ah. That's fine. I'm gonna do it this turn. Aha, okay, now we're having an interesting building here. A Mohole project, 16 power and 20 titanium, so quite expensive. We actually do have the resource, we could do it. Must be placed on planet location, provides 2 heat per turn, increase climate zone temperature by 1. If placed on resource deposit, mine 1 of that resource per turn, so you can place that on a mine. If you place it on the standard mine, you don't lose anything. Oh, I'm tempted. I am very tempted. Could take that as well. I am very tempted. Where should we want to have temperature? We could get the dolphin faster. Not here though, where the is really efficient, where we already have here. Oxygen. We have oxygen here. That's it? That's the only place where we have oxygen? And we have oxygen here as well. Temperature is 0, oxygen is 1. So we could raise up to 1 oxygen. Yeah. Yeah. Can I use... I could replace the viewpoint. If I place it here, I could replace the viewpoint and not really care for it. And we get +2, so we are suddenly, finally producing something. If placed on resource deposit, here is the worst. Here is really not that good. It's really interesting where the oxygen is, right? This Metalliduran, 1 temperature, +1 titanium per turn. Like, it's not like I need it. No, I think it's free for the animal. Getting the deer earlier would give us like a lot of prestige. 2 oxygen, so it would be definitely... This one has oxygen, and this one has oxygen. I'm thinking this one. I'm reducing my comfort. I'm making a dent into my comfort, but that's for the good cause. Arcia actually can go 3 of distance. Oh, I don't need more for that. We can finally place our university in Cerberus. We waited long enough, the whole game, for that. Cerberus colony and Cerberus base. Do we want a city mine? I'm not sure we do. And we can still place the dew collector. So the dew collector, definitely here or here. Let's check what you have here. Sandstone, more sandstone, you gotta be shitting me. Okay, there is a crater here. This is crazy. Get seagrass, 1 temperature, 6 prestige, atmosphere oxygen. Require at least 1 ocean. Or the horse. 18 prestige, 2 temperature, 2 oxygen. The 2 temperature is a little bit of a problem, but 18 prestige is kind of cool. Let's take the horse. So, oh, I made a mistake. I needed to view this one. I forgot. We're gonna fall here into that case where we can only go to one tile because that tile is gonna be taken by Severus base. So this one here, that came back by the way, is the perfect tile for this one. The perfect card. We, for the first time, are going negative on support. Gain +2 support per turn when you increase your power, titanium or tritium production. Gain 8 support per turn per animal you spread. Lose 8 support per animal you lose. Gain 2 support per turn when you increase your food, water or nitrate production. Gain 3 support per turn per new ocean location you expand toward. Gain 2 support per turn when you increase your science or silicate production. Gain +1 support per turn when you're constructing a city building. That is kinda simple. The rest is not so. Science and silicate is... that's doable and the gain is progressive, so I'm thinking this one. We just gain atmosphere level, so support is going up again. And this one is interesting, +1 food per turn per life form in the climate zone. So that's a food generation based on science. We could also do the orbital solar panel to get +3 power per turn. It's a new space project, but right now it's really not our priority, let's be honest. Power per turn is interesting. We are having 10 per turn now, it's not too shabby. Need a lot of silicate, a lot of tritium. It's quite costly, so let's just pass. Oh, this one produces food, but you lose the support. Which one do we want first? Constructing city building or increasing science? Because I can also play that immediately. In here, we have... actually, we only have 1 per tile, right? No, here we have 2, but we don't have a city here. I can place it in Cerberus base. When we put some animal or whatever here, then it will be able to gain more food. Kelp forest sounds about right. Kelp forest is easy. Then let's play this one. And in 2 turns we play this one. Also we can start placing stuff. I'm gonna replace this mine because we don't care about it. Now we can take this and that. Guided tour. Guided tour. And we are at +13 again. Cerberus is not the one. I completely forgot I needed to do my city. For the 4th time in a row. What the heck? I am such a poop. Oh, we could get some water in exchange for power and titanium. That is interesting. For once, we're gonna do it. Also, Ocean Laboratory. 18 silicates give you 3 science per turn. Or another dock. We didn't even use the dock, but Ocean Laboratory, we could potentially, because I think we have a tile. Let's take it just in case, and the rest we take science. I think we have a tile. Oh no, we don't actually, they're here. So you need the dock somewhere to extend to those tiles. And we have the dock, we could place it. Let's finally... oh no, we need 4 more food. Oh no. My food. You forgot. Oh, I'm so stupid. Anyway, this one is pretty well developed. Cerberus base, we could place a robot. And take this one. Now we could either do a guided tour or replace it by that. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm replacing it by that. And Cerberus base is basically done. Because Cerberus base does not have an expansion. It does have its 5 population now. Total population. So we can use all those tiles. Do we need electricity immediately? Not really, for once. I mean, to place the robots would be good, but... So I can open myself those tiles. With her, we can replace... I don't think there is a single life form that requires not to lower the... I already did it once for this one, and I don't think you can double it up. Minimum 1 requirement. The exchange 2 times by this leader life forms can only have 1 genetic modification, so you cannot do it twice on the same. This one has been modified, this one has been modified. And it says minimum 1, so this one will not change. Yeah, and that changes nothing for the rest. Okay guys, unfortunately it's gonna be hard to finish today because it's already 11:30. So if you're interested, tomorrow at 5 when we start the stream, 5 to 9, I could go back to the game and finish the last few turns trying to validate our 60 prestige within 5 turns. I don't know if it's doable, because I think we need to finish by 55. I don't know if it's doable, to be fair. It depends entirely if our life forms spreaders are coming back online or not, and if we can place our animals or not. One is coming in 7 turns, you see, so this one is not available. 7 turns, 4 turns, so we can spread the bacteria, but not much more than that. We will see how that goes, really. A lot of things can happen, but I don't know if they can happen within 5 turns. This is a very, very tough challenge, by the way. So maybe I just did it wrong. I went the wrong way, yeah? That's possible. Now we are barely starting to have an okay, good production here, but that production does not really give us the spreaders and I don't know what. So should I have kept all the spreaders? Should I have not done the trades and only spreading stuff? Possible. It's actually possible. So yeah, we'll see. We'll continue that tomorrow. Thank you for watching. As always, much appreciated. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye bye.